you know, the two of us were just very grateful for each other. I mean, I was always so grateful for what he gave me, and vice versa. We're just really, you know, I don't know what, you know, how to describe him more than just a very loving, wonderful person through and through. And there were some reasons why we never had children. A lot of people ask me that because some of our friends know what a good, you know, couple we were. And well, for one thing, we both had full-time teaching careers, and his career in teaching was very important to him because he got exposure that way. And you, in a university situation, you don't have the publisher perish kind of guide for you as an artist, but you have a exhibit, you know, exhibit or perish kind of mode that everybody, so that helped him to constantly be doing his artwork. I mean, his teaching schedule was 3 days a week. My schedule was 5 days a week. I was teaching high school and elementary school. So, you know, I also was very important, the teaching part. So, you know, we were both busy actually teaching young people. And Michael, in the video that was already done with him speaking, I'm so grateful I have that. He says that actually his work are his children. So that's the way I feel too. I mean, I remember him, most of the images I actually remember him doing, at least, you know, part of it I remember him doing. And the silk screens, I was the rack stacker down in the basement, helping him, you know, in between colors to get the prints into registration. And it was a real help to me that I did have a little bit of printmaking background. I had a good course, a couple good courses at Tyler. That's where we met in a printmaking class. So I really, my own work is sort of the ceramic. I do ceramic work, but I like the blocks and the printing surface, you know, sometimes even more than the print. Because I really like the relief aspect of printmaking. And so my own work in ceramics is between the two. You know, it's ceramics, but they're wall hangings that are, you know, bas relief, you would call it. So I'm very influenced by printmaking quite a bit. And so I've just always really loved his work as well. I mean, his work is very spiritual. When you look at, you know, you can't always, you know, get a meaning from some of the images right away. You have to sit and kind of contemplate, and everybody gets their own idea from what the image says. And I just, if someone really comes and looks at Michael's work and just doesn't have a clue what it is, if they have absolutely no response, they think it's just, you know, arbitrary, abstract shapes, you know, you can get the title and get a meaning from it, just from his titles. So that's, I think, the spirituality of his work, and the atmosphere. Almost every image of his has an atmosphere of depth. He was really a master at getting the blend and the going from light to dark, the gradation with the airbrush and with the silk screen. Really, they were, and just with watercolor, just with the airbrush. So I love his work, and as well as, you know, I really think talking about the person is almost, you can feel it when you look at the work. You can see what kind of person he was. He was very disciplined. For goodness sake, everything had to be absolutely perfectly registered. Anything that was slightly ajar, was a second or, was thrown away. Everything had to be absolutely perfect in his pictures. And that's the way he was, too, as a person. He had these high standards, very high standards, and yes, he could be demanding at times, but he was never too demanding to the point where I was just going, yes, 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 okay, okay, okay. He would, understand the limits of the demands, and he never really explained his work to me. He would let me just look at it and get my own meaning from it. And so to this day, I'm still learning what some of the titles mean. Victor explained to me just recently that a couple of his titles are Russian words that are backwards. And some of them are almost sentences because they're all the way, you start from the right and go to the left. So to this day, and he's been, he passed in 2006, and today it's 2011. So I can't believe this November will be 5 years that he's passed. I feel him still every single day in my mind. So I don't know, I have a feeling this might be crazy, and some people might call me an agnostic. He has one of his princes called agnosticy, and which, is not a believer, so to speak. But I really think the afterlife is what's in your mind. And I really know that Michael, every day, is still in my mind. And, I don't verbally talk to him, but once in a while I get a glass of wine and I cheer his portrait that is in the hall. And I say, here's to you, Em. So he was just such a lovely person that's about all I can really comment on. And he was just so absolutely wonderful to me every single day. He was a joy.